Oh my goodness, what have they done to this vehicle? It's butchered. Have a look at that. Glad we're not doing a diff oil this change. Lucky that's not leaking. You can see they've hammered it, they've flattened it there. That's crushed that washer even more. The inside's butchered. Get onto kaon.com.au and get a replacement diff drain plug before you go and attempt to change yours. There's nothing wrong with this design. It's just people over tighten them and then they butcher them up. And then they bother to put them back in after they do that to them. Crazy. Hey everybody, Anthony 4x4 diesel, but it's not a diesel, it's a petrol again. It's V6 Petrol City. It's a petrol workshop now. Anyway, I just wanted to run through a few things. We could edit that, but you know, you just people do it. Anyway, whatever. Point is, we're having a look under this car. 2014 150 Prado. It's a V6. He's just picked it up. 140,000 Ks. We're just going to go over a few things we've seen, a few things maintenance-wise, what we've done, that sort of thing. Hopefully get this one wrapped up in a few minutes, 5 or 10 max. Upper ball joints, bit of grease there. It's a non-issue. It's a bit of a sweat out of the boot. Grease has got oily stuff, lubricative stuff in it, and it doesn't always stay in there. And you'll find the other side will be exactly the same. There you go. All right, it's just standard stuff. The only time you need to replace ball joints is when they're worn. So you need to check them. So you need to, you know, pull up, in this case, the upper one, pulling down on it if you felt a movement there. The other thing you could do, since we've never talked about it, to check these lower ball joints, what you would do is you could get a bar in above the top of the arm there and just lever. You got to be careful not hit that seal there, but hit the steering knuckle. It's a bit hard to describe. How about I'll do a whole separate video on checking ball joints. So subscribe, turn the bell on, and we'll do that. But these, we never see problems with either of those. We don't replace them. Happy days. Let's have a look at the lower control arm bushes. Look at that one. It's not even, there's nothing up the left side there. Tiniest little split starting. It's about 20%. So nothing to worry about there. He's done well. It's got the original suspension. So some new dampeners, new suspension will probably help it so it doesn't bounce around. The standard sweat on the boot. You can see a bit of a sweat on the bottom half of the boot. Not bad, nothing to worry about, like we always say. Standard sweat there. CV drive shafts are all good. We can have a feel of those, have a play around, make sure they're not loose and worn, because they can be damaged and broken even though they look all right. They can be a bit busted up on the inside. On the front of the engine, looks all good. That's where the oil filter is on the later V6 and the 150. So it's a bit more of a pain in the butt, to be honest. That's not my preference. That's another reason I went for the 120. But, you know, easy access on the oil filter, smaller, lighter vehicle that I think will probably get better economy. This has got a little bit more grunt, you know, it's got a little bit more go. But I think the weight of the vehicle would chew that up anyway. No leaks at the head gasket, which is good. Something that can happen on the petrol engines. All right, mate, I'll keep moving and you can come in and clean up this bit of oil here. Thank you. Bit of grease in all the prop shafts. People have been doing that. That looks good. This one does have a bit of oil out that transfer case there, but really it's hard to tell how bad it is because there's a lot of old stain type whatever. So we've done it. Transmission flush is done. That's why we're just going to clean all that oil up there and transfer case, because it's things that don't get done on your standard part of service. So we're giving it the love. It's missed only one service. The oil pickup will be fine. So we're not going to drop the sump on this one, but if you've got an older one, highly recommended. If you buy an older one, that you probably drop the sump even before you pick up the vehicle. Okay, this is the set level plug. This is the drain plug on the transmission. That's the filler plug hidden up there that most people can't find. Moving back a little bit, exhaust is good. It's only 11-year-old Toyota, so it's all in good nick, mate. You know, it's all good, original everything. Brakes been replaced there like new still at the back there, so nothing to worry about with the rear brakes. Might have been done for roadworthy. Tyres are in good condition, just road tyres at the moment. What else have we got here? Fuel hose will be good, no need to check that. But look, let me just put this light down. We'll just give it a... Yep, still soft. So on the 150s, I reckon they changed the fuel hoses to a different material that was good for the petrol. So not something you're going to have to worry about on the 150 Prados, petrol or diesel at this stage from what we've seen. But stay tuned and we'll let you know if anything changes. On the 120s, you need to change that fuel hose. Tank setup looks about the same with those same sort of plugs and everything there as the 120 petrol, which if you're watching the videos recently, we did pull out, you know, stuff, some different clips on the fuel tank there on the 150. All looks clean and original. I'm not going to just only spend the time I'm spending in the video. I'm just having to, as much as I can, look around to show you what I might see. Obviously, it's not an off-roader. Fuel tanks are good as new. It's just a, it's been doing the normal running around that most people do. Probably a little bit of towing because it has got a tow bar here. Photo tow bar. It's got the tow point there. You wrap your strap around the tow bar, probably just as good or better. But then again, it's only got some little M10 bolts, couple each side. It's not the super duper heavy duty tow. No, you got those two plus these two. It's not as heavy as the roller, the roller one, not the roller one. I'm saying the Heyman Reese X bar. Get it all mixed up with roller. Pretty exciting names. What is there to see here? Not much, nothing to see here. So I'll have a bit of a look around under the bonnet. If you're going to buy one of these, really just make sure the services have been bang on as far as the engine goes is good. He said running around town he gets 16 litres per 100 Ks, but on the highway closer, I think it was something like 11 or something, 11, 10, 11, 12, and that's what I'd expect you'd get with it. Remember, it's a stock standard, so don't compare this to your highly modified vehicles, whatever. Giving that a nice clean up. Good on you, mate. Nicely done. Yeah, well, what are we going to set up here? We're going to do a coolant flush as well. There's the drain plug, if anyone wants to know, on the V6, driver's side. Because, engine oil, oil filter, transmission, transfer case, things that haven't been done, expensive items you want to look after, and coolant is the next thing that helps protect everything. So some of the most important things. Let's have a look around on the bonnet, see what else we can find. So we've just sort of finished the service and I've just given it a wash down. I didn't even blow it dry. It's that hot out here at the moment. Everything's dry as soon as you put the pressure washer handle down. It's out of control. The sun is just absolutely roasting. Anyway, that's why it's a bit damp. We're going to have a look around. This car is 11 years old. I mean, just have a look at the quality, the cleanliness, the clean, mate. How about everybody put in the comments, congratulations, what an awesome vehicle you've picked up. I love seeing engines that just look like this. It just looks so new, not just the cover. Look at the valve covers. You can see the coils. The alloy looks good. It's not a beach car. Hasn't been off-road. Battery's obviously been replaced at some point, probably a couple of times because it's 11 years old. Could be only the second battery. Let's have a look at it. Look at the alternator, how clean it is. Right, just have a look at this thing, mate. All the hoses. Radiator, very hot. So the plastic's going to deteriorate faster than what the diesels do. So keep in mind, I'm not suggesting now because it looks really good, but keep in mind radiator replacement at some stage. These pockets of water. Almost, they look like drink holders, don't they? They could have made them a bit different. You could have put your drink down. Wouldn't be a good place unless you want a hot one though. Traction control master cylinder. Awesome 150 V6 in awesome condition. Probably a better air filter setup like that. That's one of the things I like about the 150 V6. Although I don't like the oil filter setup, I like the air filter setup. Just everything's so clean. There's nothing to see here. It's just a boring video, to be honest. What else can I tell you about? So we've just done a coolant change. So I've done, at the end of bleeding out the coolant, letting it idle and whatever, I like to go for a drive and get it hot. And that's what I've done. And now it's just cooling down. When it cools down, once all the pressure's gone, you'll know that by squeezing this top hose here. It's going to be hot, but once you can squeeze it a bit, the pressure should be gone. Always, if you take off a cap, turn it slowly and aim it away from you, if you know what I mean, in that direction. You can use a rag if you want. It's a bit hot at the moment. That way, if it does spray, it sprays away from you. But if you just keep the pressure down, and you should be able to... Gloves is probably a good idea. That's whenever I start doing anything on these, I put gloves on. That's why I got doctor's hands here at the Prado Hospital, mate. Check that out, right? Anyway, famous hands of Rob the dentist and Anthony the dentist. Pretty boring video, really, isn't it? Nothing to see here. It's just an 11-year-old car that's like new. Keep the oil changes up to it. I recommend every 5,000 Ks, but if you're doing 10,000 Ks well within 6 months, 10,000's fine. So 6 months or 10,000 Ks. If you're going to be doing about 10,000 a year, it's 15, 13,000 a year. Maybe just do it every 5,000 Ks or less than 6 months if you can. Truth be known, you might not have seen our video yet, but we picked up our V6. I think it was late November. I don't know if I did the first oil change. As soon as I got it in November, December, it's now only March and I've just done another oil change right now. The vehicle's in one of my workshops on the hoist. The oil's been draining since yesterday. I don't need to use that hoist. Crazy stuff. I just let it sit there and drain out and I'll put oil in it next time I see it. I'll have poured it in fresh from the top. The oil will be up the top on the chain. The oil pours straight onto the chain. Much better place, good way to do it. Pour it in, and fresh oil's on everything when you start it up. Of course, there probably won't be much up here, but you know, whatever. Anyway, just yakking here. So subscribe, turn the bell on. We'll catch you in the next V6 or diesel video. Could be a petrol video coming soon. See ya.